Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the IRS. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5 minute or less video, so you get the stuff you want. You don't have to listen to a bunch of crap. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 50 years. I'm a national expert in IRS resolution matters. Me and my M&M man give you a thumbs up for being here. You'll know what you need to know in 5 minutes. I do these videos for 3 reasons: so you don't get ripped off, too, so you don't get you learn to get educated. You have inside tips from a former IRS agent. I have a whole team of former IRS agents. I've been on TV, God, a bunch of times, national news. You can go ahead and look at my videos at 777irs.com. Anyway, if you do not like what happened when you got audited by Internal Revenue Service, you have appeals rights. You should know that. And or if you don't know that, if you, a lot of times you get a really shitty auditor and you don't like what they said, they didn't allow stuff, you had a bad rapport, or maybe your accountant did a bad job, and then all of a sudden you come along and you need to file an appeal. Well, you really should. There's 2 types of appeals that you can file, and you should know about that. So if you have an appeal that you want to make with IRS that's under $25,000 for each given period, you got to fill out a form 12203, and that's to request an appellate hearing for years that are for amounts that are under $25,000. Many times I tell people just to do those by yourself. When do you do them by yourself, or when do you hire someone? Well, it all depends how good and clean your records are, and if you have any skeletons there, or in fact, if you know you have your documentation. And if you do, represent yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have a more complicated matter, then you should not be representing yourself. That's the time you go ahead and call us, or whoever you want to call. Many times people are looking at YouTube to find out what to do, and they don't have the money. I say, hey, if you have your records in order, there's nothing wrong to going to appeals, the independent appeals office, by yourself. So remember, if your liability for each given year or the audit shows out that it's under 25,000, you fill out the form I just told you. But if it's a larger one, you've got to fill out a formal appeal letter, and the IRS agent, when they issue the report, will give you the exact instructions of what you have to do. Let me tell you what it's like going to appeals, so you have an idea. The appeals function, first of all, the people you have are experienced. They've been there really for a long time. They're not, you're just, well, here's a good job, let me fill you in with that job. It doesn't, in fact, work like this. You have experienced agents who have been there. I have on my team who gets all our appellate cases. Herb Canner, who was with IRS for 19 years. He was a former appellate agent. He worked large dollar cases, huge cases, the $1 billion cases for IRS, and he was a tax court liaison. So when you have a larger dollar case, you have to file what's called a formal appeal, laying everything out. Basically, in either appeal, you lay out what your claim is and the reason and the support that you have, what you want to get overturned in appeals. Appeals is not a warm and fuzzy emotional, well, gee, will you give me this, or I think he should have done this. You have to definitively have all your paperwork to support your decision. Many times you'll find IRS, the appellate agent, will negotiate with you because they don't want the case to go to tax court. And on issues that really are about tax law, they have to be supported by tax court decisions. Because remember, if your case goes down where you don't like what the appellate agent is giving you, you're going to tax court and you have to hear that case, and you have to go in front of a judge. In that case, you can represent yourself pro se, or you have to get a tax attorney to represent you, or someone, in fact, who can represent you. There are other people who can represent you in tax court. So remember, I do urge most people to go to appeals. I think appeals is gracious and they're fair At the end of the day, it's still about your records and what you can present. And once again, if you want to represent yourself because you know you have the records, go for it, do it yourself, even go to tax court pro se if you have your records. If you're not sure about your records and you need negotiation and you're not sure what everything is, you have to hire someone and you're going to get the best result. Here's what you have to understand about using former IRS agents. We know the negotiation tactics, we know what they will settle for, and we know the boundaries that they allow in these cases. If this was good, give me a subscription. I gave you all I got today. You can call us for a free consultation. At the end of the day, you'll probably talk to Herb Cantor, who's probably one of the most experienced former agents really in the United States. Have a good one. Give me a subscription. I appreciate you. Thank you.